Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. Today's video is going to be the second part of my Adventures in Entertainment Land, in which I will talk about all the movies and TV shows and everything else that I've watched over the past month. So this video will probably be a long one, and but yeah, so I'll just get straight into it. And first of all, I'm going to talk about the movies, like the ones I've watched on either Blu-ray or DVD. And then I'm going to talk about the TV shows I've watched on DVD. And then it'll be my movies I've seen at the cinema this past month. And then it'll be TV shows I'm currently watching on the actual TV as they come on. And then Doctor Who will be last. So to begin with, I'm going to talk about the movie I left out of last month's film reviews, and that was Moon from 2009, starring Sam Rockwell. I really enjoyed this movie. I wasn't too sure what to expect from this because I'd heard it was good, but yeah, I didn't really know when I started watching it in which direction it would take, and I really did like the concept of this film, because it's basically about Earth has a like a base on the moon where they're extracting energy that like for an energy supply, and he's got a 3-year contract, and basically at the end of the 3-year contract he can go home to his wife and child. But over the course of the movie he discovers that there's something's not entirely right about the situation. Like, there's this model that he's supposedly been building all in the 3 years that he's been there, but he doesn't remember like building all of it. And I really did like how this movie played out, and it's essentially, like, I loved the atmosphere of the movie. I loved how simple it was. Like, there's only really 2 characters. There's Sam, who is the protagonist, and also the ship's computer, Gertie, who very much reminded me of Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey, and which I don't know if that was the feel they were what they were actually aiming for him to be like that, but yeah, I just really liked this movie, and would definitely recommend it if you haven't already seen it, even though I'm probably like the last person left who hadn't watched it. So that is Moon. And then I watched all 3 Mission Impossible films with, of course, Tom Cruise. The main reason that I wanted to get this was so I could prepare for the 4th film that's coming out in December. And I had never seen any Mission Impossible movie. I never even watched the TV show that was on in the 60s, I think. And so I decided to just order the Blu-ray box set and watch the films so that I could then watch the 4th one. Because initially I wanted to see it because of Simon Pegg, because I thought that was actually his first appearance in the Mission Impossible films, but it turns out he was also in the 3rd one, which I was very surprised by, because as I've mentioned before, I just love Simon Pegg, and yeah, but I really enjoyed all 3 movies. The second one is probably my favourite, because when I noticed it was filmed in Sydney, I got quite excited, because I was like, oh, that was like, well, not so much in my neck of the woods, but I'm 3 hours away from Sydney, so it's close enough. And but yes, so I just really loved the just the whole action, and they look amazing on Blu-ray. Like, yeah, the explosions, the stunts, it's, I just liked I liked all of them, and, except, because with the Mission Impossible theme, my dad's ringtone is actually, like is actually like the Mission Impossible theme. So each time the theme song came up in the movies, I would actually think someone was calling my dad. So it was kind of a bit disconcerting, because I had to remind myself it was actually the movie and not my dad's phone, which even though at one stage he thought it was as well. So that was quite funny. But yeah, these movies are really great, and I'm really excited to check out the fourth one in December. So that's Mission Impossible 1 to 3. Yeah. And then I watched Les Miserables, the 25th anniversary concert. This is my Blu-ray. Like, I've already talked about it, but that was the standard DVD that I had. I've since upgraded to Blu-ray, and it is amazing on Blu-ray. I mean, this whole show is just incredible, and I just thought I had to get it, like, upgrade it. Like, there wasn't that much difference between the Blu-ray and the DVD, so I don't know why I didn't just order the DVD, the Blu-ray in the first place, but this is just amazing. It's long, that's probably, I mean, Les Mis is a long musical, so it's kind of, like, you've really got to stick with it, but it is worth it, because the whole show in general is amazing, but for this one, it's because as it's the 25th anniversary, they had a few special things at the end, like they brought the original cast from 1985 back, which I really liked that touch, because like they had the original cast singing with the 25th anniversary cast, and especially the Bring Him Home that was done by the 4 Valjeans, like the one from this production, the original Valjean, Colm Wilkinson, and there's a couple of others, and you just got shivers, because that song is just so beautiful. And yeah, because I mentioned it time and again that Les Mis is my favourite musical, and I've mentioned how excited I am for the 2012 film production, like, version, which is coming out next year. I've said 2012, but yeah, this is so worth checking out. It's yeah, I cannot recommend this enough. Go and, yeah, you can find clips on YouTube if you want to check it out, but yeah, I recommend getting the Blu-ray of Les Mis. So that's that. And then I watched one standard movie DVD, and that was Johnny English from 2003. And because initially I bought it because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to check out Johnny English Reborn, which I did end up seeing yesterday. But for me, this is like, it was sort of like last minute that I decided to watch it, and I was just sort of like, because I was trying to actually decide I'll talk about it a bit more when I talk about the films, my cinema goings, but I was just kind of like, oh, what do I see? And then I looked up Johnny English, just the first one, and I saw that Ben Miller was in it, which I did not realise. For those who don't know, Ben Miller played Lester in Primeval, who I love, and I was like, yep, I'm checking this out, and it was a lot of fun. Like, it's goofy, and because it parodies the James Bond film series, so but yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, of course it stars Rowan Atkinson, And I think my favourite scene in this was when they were trying to follow the stolen crown jewels of England, and basically they're in the coffin. That's how they're getting it away, like, 'cause they're in a funeral home and then they, stole them in a coffin. And so basically they're tracking down the coffin, and then in the process he ends, like John English, he ends up at an actual funeral, and so he's there accusing them all of being part of a ruse. And then when his like sidekick Ben Miller's character shows up, he pretends that John English is actually a patient who escaped from a psychiatric hospital. So I thought that scene was hilarious. But if you're in the mood for like a fun comedy, I definitely recommend checking it out. And finally, last but certainly not least, you may know I got a certain box set in my last like purchases update, and I finished the last film yesterday because I've spent the week watching the movies, and I am talking about Star Wars the complete Blu-ray box set. Oh my word. This box set is just amazing. I haven't actually watched any of the features, but the picture quality alone is a good enough reason to invest in this box set. I've just had so much fun going back and rewatching all the Star Wars movies because, I mean, the last movie I watched was actually Return of the Jedi on my actual DVD, and that was back in January. But yeah, it is worth investing because the explosions, the picture quality, everything is just incredible, especially in Empire Strikes Back, which for the record is my personal favourite Star Wars movie, and which again I've mentioned before, but I adore Empire Strikes Back. And for the whole Hoth scenery, it's just beautiful, and made me feel like such a fangirl again watching these movies. And I am actually excited to watch the 3D versions coming out over the next 6 years. I don't care if like it's an unpopular move, but as I've said, George Lucas owns my soul, so I will keep giving him money just so I can enjoy Star Wars in whatever format. Yeah. If you have not watched these, seriously, like, well, I imagine everyone's watched Star Wars, but like the box set, I seriously recommend picking up. And yeah, it's because like it's been ages since I've never really watched it all in one go. Like I've sort of spread it out, but like it'd been ages since I've watched the prequels, especially Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, which I watched when I first got my DVD out. Revenge of the Sith is my favourite of the prequels because it was and still remains my best theatre, like, cinema going experience, and I was I just had so much fun waiting in line and going to the midnight premiere. And I mean, I still like Revenge of the Sith. It's but I suppose back then, when you can, the originals I've always loved over the prequels. But going back, I think now I can sort of also see why it's a lot of people are mixed on the prequels, and I like all three, even The Phantom Menace, because Jar Jar even now still fails to annoy me. Yeah, there's probably something wrong with me, but and I actually didn't mind Hayden Christensen as the adult Anakin Skywalker. I can see why Attack of the Clones, yeah, his acting was kind of really off going back on the theme, but when I watch like Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, his acting had definitely improved in Revenge of the Sith, because that his whole transformation into Vader was, in my opinion, really well done. And yeah, as for the changes they made, I actually didn't really mind them. Like, yeah, George Lucas didn't need to add in the no at the end of Return of the Jedi, but it didn't make me froth with rage, as I know some people's reactions have been. But I just enjoy these films, like, just for the picture quality and the story, and yeah. But Star Wars, amazing. Blu-ray, amazing. Go and get this set. So that's that. And then now onto the TV I've watched on DVD. First is Castle Season 1. Prior to getting this, I'd never actually really watched Castle. Like, I'd seen bits and pieces, but until I sat down and watched the entire season, the first season, I never really watched much, like an entire episode or anything. But I really did get into this show, and I will definitely be picking up season 2 whenever that will be. But yeah, I just loved the chemistry between Nathan Fillion and whoever the girl's name is, who I can't pronounce. Okay, her name is not on here. But yeah, this is just yeah, really good, and I just love the whole concept with the as like Nathan Fillion's character, and yeah, just I don't really know what I'm saying, but I think my favourite character is actually the mother. I think she's just so like Alexis's grandmother. I just think she's hilarious, and even though she's not on there for very long, like she's only in a couple of scenes each episode, but for the scenes she's in, she's just brilliant. And I love how eccentric her character is, and yeah, it's just really good. And I also love how, well, this is more personally, like, because with the, even though there's only really been, I think, one guest star I've recognised from the top of my head, and that is Robert Picardo, who played the Doctor on Voyager, and I think I might have squeed when I saw his name in the oh, actually, he first appeared because he played the forensic pathologist who identified that Beckett's mother's murder, like he actually proved it was actually a murder, not a random shooting. So I definitely have to pick up season 2 and see where it goes from the finale, well, I guess cliffhanger, that's probably the better word. But yeah, really enjoyed this first season. And the other show I watched and absolutely loved was Community Season 1. I finally got on board with the show. I don't know why it took so long, but I'd heard so many good things about this show, and I was like, I'm in the mood for a comedy. And yeah, so I just sat down and like devoured it pretty much. I love all the characters, but I think Abed's my favourite. And I also think my favourite character is, favourite character, yeah, I just said that, episode is the paintball episode. I just, thought that episode was golden, and I, again, definitely have to pick up season 2. So, yeah. But, really good show. I was probably like the last person left on this, again, to actually check it out, but I'm really glad I have. So that's Community Season 1. And now on to the cinema viewings. Just briefly, I saw first up, because I sort of had a couple of weeks off where I didn't go to the cinema, because it was, I mean, there's a couple of things I probably would have checked, movies I probably would have checked out, but I think I might have been low on funds at the time, so I didn't go. And the first one I saw was on the 15th, and I watched Fright Night in 3D, the remake. I haven't seen the original, but I want to. And the main reason that I actually went to see Fright Night was because of David Tennant, and he was, I mean, the whole movie was amazing. I gave it an 8 out of 10, but David Tennant in leather, yeah. I just, yeah, loved everything about this movie. It's actually like quite a few suspenseful moments, which, I mean, I know it was like a horror movie. It wasn't hardcore horror, which was good because I get, yeah, some horror elements, like a lot, if it's like a really gory. I didn't actually find the killings, like the vampire killings and I guess the murders in general, that disturbing, but overall I thought it was a really good movie, and yeah. Then I also saw, the following week, I saw The Lion King 3D. I would have seen it even if it was in 2D, but the chance to see The Lion King in the cinema was an opportunity that I could not pass up. It was, yeah, I love The Lion King so much. It's my favourite Disney movie, in my top 20 favourite movies. It's like perfect, and yeah, it's a no-brainer. I went because it's The Lion King. What else can you say about it, really, that hasn't already been said? So it's that. And then yesterday I had a double billing trip to the cinema. First of all, I saw Johnny English Reborn, because it was really the most appealing movie out of what was there at the available times, because there was Johnny English Reborn, the Smurfs, and Smurfs 3D, and Monte Carlo, and I really didn't think I could stomach Monte Carlo. The Smurfs 3D I might have given a shot, but I was like, it's probably going to be packed with kids because it's school holidays here at the moment, and I just thought I will go see Johnny English, because I thought it'd be the less crowded of the movies, and it was actually quite packed, and I mean, it wasn't like full or anything, but there's a lot of people there. But I had got a few really good laughs out of it, cause oh, and also before I forget, when I saw a name who I didn't realize was going to be in the new sequel, Richard Griff, I think, who played Toby in The West Wing, he was in it for a brief time, and I was kind of like, ee. So, yeah, that was one of my highlights, seeing Richard Griff in a movie. And the other, and but yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. It had some laughs, and I actually think I laughed more in Johnny English Reborn than I did the next movie, because I gave Johnny English Reborn a 7.5 out of 10, and the second one, the final one for this month that I saw was Crazy Stupid Love with Steve Carell. It was okay. It really wasn't what I was expecting it to be, but I don't know, I was kind of hoping, I guess, for a bit more laughs in the, because it's like, well, it is a comedy. I mean, I did laugh through it, but not as much as Johnny English Reborn. But I did like it. I do like Steve Carell, and like, I don't regret going. It was like a still fun like experience, but yeah, there's a few moments again that I found funny, but overall, like, because I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 as well, but I did prefer Johnny English Reborn. But so that is the cinema goings, and then just briefly on the TV shows that I watch as they air. First of all, had NCIS return Tuesday, which I was really excited about because, as you all know, NCIS is my second favourite show, and it's now in its 9th season, and because basically at the end of last season, Tony was given an assignment to investigate one of the NCIS agents, because who was being accused of selling information, and that was Tony's assignment to investigate, because he was shown a photograph of the person, and because I really actually liked how the episode was played out, because it was basically Tony was involved in a shooting where one of the agents was killed, and he couldn't actually remember really much about the actual incident. So there was Kate, because Kate's sister, who was in an episode last season, she returned and she was like, because she's a psychiatrist, and she was like helping Tony retell what was going on, because this episode was a Tony-centric episode, which I didn't mind because I like Tony, and yeah, and I really like the setup for the rest of this season, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. So it's that. And then the other show that I was excited about returning was Hawaii Five-0, which I've been loving a lot. And this season opener didn't disappoint, because if you watch Hawaii, I was like at the end of last season, because you had the governor of Hawaii was killed, and Steve McGarrett was framed for the murder, and because it was discovered that the governor was actually bad, and because you had Steve in jail, you had Kono under internal affairs investigation for stealing police fund, because there's like a secret unit that had money from, I guess, confiscated money from criminals, and they actually used that because what's his character, Daniel Day Kim's character, who I've sort of blanked, because he had a collar bomb attached to his neck, and if they didn't provide the money, they were going to blow him up. And it was because one of the witnesses, she identified Kono, and so yeah, it's her character's kind of, because she's been suspended from the police force now, and they've got to investigate, and which I'm really hoping nothing major happens, because I do actually like Kono. And but the other thing, well, first of all, Denny, because last season it was revealed that his ex-wife is pregnant, and she's going to move back to New Jersey, where they were from. And essentially, it turned out she was further along than what she actually realized she was. And then it turned out the father of the child wasn't Denny. It was actually her previous, I don't know if they're actually married or just living together, but her other, person she was together with after she left it, Denny. And yeah, so I kind of do feel bad for Denny, but at the same time, I'm glad he's not going anywhere at this stage. So, and then the other one was that Masai Oka, I think that's his name, who played Hiro on Heroes. He is actually going to be a series regular on Hawaii Five-0. Well, his name's in the opening credits, so I was like, yay, because he plays the, well, I don't know if he's actual, because he, does the autopsies and that, but I don't know if he's an actual, he's actually the coroner, if that's his actual, position, but he, does autopsies and everything. So, and yeah, because I just really loved all the Star Trek and Star Wars references that were in the episode, especially because Danny was making this, he's like, oh, did Master Yoda use his telepathic powers? And I can't remember the exact sentence, but then Mazzy Oko's, I can't pronounce his name, he said that he was like, technically Master Yoda doesn't have telepathic powers, and they all just look at him because it's really at this time. But yes, I'm definitely excited about Hawaii Five-0 this season, especially where the episode ended. Because it's kind of, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but anyway, I liked how the episode ended, and I'm definitely intrigued to see, because it involved Larissa Onlink's character on the show, and yes, so for the she was Alex in Secret World of Alex Max, if anyone remembers that show. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens now with how the episode ended. But yes, so that's Hawaii Five-0, and then the other one is a new show, and that is the remake of Charlie's Angels. I haven't actually really watched any of the original. I've seen the 2000 movie, but I've decided, I was interested in checking this one out because it has an Australian actress in the show, Rachel Taylor. So, because she was in, because she's actually in the first Transformers movie, and she was in a season of, I think the previous season of Grey's Anatomy, but I don't actually really watch Grey's Anatomy, so I can't really say much else, but she has been making some headway in the US, so I was, definitely wanted to check out the pilot episode, and I actually really did like it, so I will be watching, because she plays Abby, I think that's her character's name. She is like a cat burglar, like a wealthy, she stole, I guess, she did home in, she targeted wealthy homes, even though she was, wealthy herself, but yeah, so I will be checking out the show. And finally, of course, there's Doctor Who, and it's coming near the end of this series, because the next episode for me is closing time, but just briefly, so you had Night Terrors, The Girl Who Waited, and the God Complex. I liked all three. I thought Night Terrors was creepy, and it didn't help that I've already got a slight fear of dolls. It's a long story, but I heard a horror story when I was like 10, and it's kind of stuck with me and scarred me. Like, I mean, it wasn't that, like, really looking back, scary or anything, but it terrified me at the time, and it sort of left, I guess, a mark on how I look at dolls, and this episode didn't help, but I did like it. And then of course there's The Girl Who Waited, which I actually thought was a really good episode. I liked that like with the whole future future Amy and then the present Amy, and I really did like the concept of the episode, because and how, like, I guess the relationship with, which I think with Amy and the Doctor is really when it first started being, I guess, tested, because when the future Amy said that she hated the Doctor, it was just kind of, whoa, and you're just kind of staring, and it's like, really? And yeah, I just thought it was actually a pretty powerful episode, and it was quite sad in, like, because like when the future Amy was like, if you really love me, you'll leave me, and because like she would have come otherwise, and there couldn't be two Amys at the same time, and but again, thought it was a really good episode. And then there was the God Complex, and I actually thought the ending was really well done, because again it kind of plays into the whole Amy's faith with the Doctor. That's why Amy was targeted, and again it sort of had a really creepy element to it, and the fact that at the end the Doctor had to leave Amy and Rory behind so they could live like a life without being in danger due to their travels with the Doctor. And I was, yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, I don't really know what to think, but, because as I mentioned, closing time, I'll be able to watch, well, I can already, like, watch it online, but I like watching it when it's on TV. So I'll be watching that tomorrow, and then I'll just give my thoughts at the end of next month. But, yeah, the past 3 episodes I've really enjoyed, and if I had to pick a favourite, I'd actually probably say The Girl Who Waited. I really did like that episode, and yeah, but I think that's everything that I wanted to cover this past month. So I guess I will stop this. I guess I'll stop it here, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye.